This great little Lego set's the Classic Town service station from 1986. If you'd like to know a little bit more about it, in this video I'll be having a look at the box, the manual, and then doing a speed build and review, so stay tuned. Okay, so as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to have a look at this set. It's 6378, released in 1986. It's part of the Classic Town range, and this is the service station. They've got all this shell branding on it as well. There's 269 parts and 2 minifigures in it as well. And what we'll do is I'll have a look at the box, the manual, the contents, and then I'll set everything out. I'll do a speed build, see how long it takes, and then I'll give you my review at the end of the build. Okay, so let's start off with the box, and apparently this was Ian's Lego, and on one side also Rachel's. So if Ian or Rachel are watching, I hope you appreciate this video. So on the front we've got this lovely shell garage. Lots of iconography. There seems to be these little posters in the window which are quite nice touches. There's a jack here, some loose tyres. So we've got a nice spread of things. Over on the back, what have we got? So we've got, oh, it's up on the jack actually being repaired. I don't know if that repair area was in there. Potentially an alternative build here. That looks a little bit simpler, but lots going on there. It's rather nice. Inside we've got some more imagery, so up at the top here, a child playing, some other bits and bobs. Now I've done a bit of a repair on here, so I've removed all the sellotape that I could and just repaired these bits inside. And what I also like to do is when there's a flap missing, so for instance at this end we've got the flap, but here this has been completely ripped off, is I just get this piece of yellow card and I make end flaps for the boxes just to give it some stability. The only thing missing on this one is that top bit that would run along here and then the sheet of plastic. So let's move on from the box to the manual. Unfortunately the front cover and I think also the rear cover had come loose. You know what they're like, and I guess the option for these is sellotape, or you can kind of re-staple at the spine depending on what your preference is. I've just put a single staple at the top. We've got the same image here at the front and then straight into building up the minifigures. And then how many steps have we got? So we're actually going to build the vehicle first, then it's the base plate because there's a single base plate, building up just the buildings, then the forecourt, and then the forecourt obviously just gets put out front. The roof goes on, and then we just add our decals. So it's got kind of 16 steps for us to complete. So looking forward to that. So now I've mentioned that, why don't I get the pieces out here and we can have a look at that, and then we'll move into the speed build. Okay, so that's all 269 parts laid out in front of me. Predominantly made up of 3 colours, the black, the red and the white, with some highlights of blue and yellow in there as well. Now what I would suggest when you're building and rebuilding sets that use stickers, you want to just leave them where they're at. So a good example would be like this shell one here. You can see it's actually stuck across 4 of these tiles and then on the back. So I'm not going to be taking the back off and losing that structural support and then the sticker becomes damaged. I'm also not going to be taking stickers off windows, and another example would be like these fuel pumps here. So I'm kind of counting parts around, but always trying to leave stickers in place where I can. But now I've had a look at all the pieces, I'll grab the timer and we can start with the speed build. Okay, so I've got the clock, it'll go up here in the top right corner. I'll be speed building through, but as always, if I spot anything of note, something that's interesting or just something that isn't really following with the manual, I'll slow down and I'll talk to you, and then I'll carry on with the speed build. Okay, so that's us 6 minutes in and the first bit's done. It's this little truck. The roof does stick down, but if you pull it, it is on a hinge, so you can open that up to get people inside. We've got a little kind of towing crane on the bottom as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, not bad. First vehicle done, 6 minutes in. Let's carry on. Okay, so we're coming along reasonably well. When I said to you at the beginning, when you've left stickers on, you're having to try and guess where they're going to end up. So when you're building and then it tells you to put stickers on, I'm trying to look ahead and then work out, oh, actually the stickers are going to be on these blocks, not here, and figure all that out. But I think I'm doing okay at the minute. It'd be interesting to see what these are going to be used for. So they've used those ones that bend over to attach things onto. So we'll check that out. But so far, so good. Isn't it funny how just putting two simple things together can totally change it? So literally just taking one of these and then one of these, a tap or whatever you want to call it, putting them together. I mean, that is instantly a fire bottle, isn't it, for a garage? So it looks like we are missing a sticker here. So there's a shop sticker that would go on, and I don't have that on any of my black pieces, unfortunately. Right, so that looks like it's the that part of the garage complete for now. There we go. And it looks like we're moving on to the forecourt. So you kind of build the forecourt separately, and then you just kind of put it on that center section. So we'll get on with that. Okay, looks like that's all done. And I tell you what, it's a really nice touch the way they've done this and then got them just kind of stowed in these eyelets right next to the pump. It's come up really, really well. One thing is they're a little precariously balanced on the top. Like I can imagine if you knocked them, but I mean they should be fine, and I think they look really good. And then in it, as well as putting that on, it looks like we're just going to do a little bit more to the roof. Alright, so that's done, and now we're moving on to the large portion of the roof. I've got the red plates left, I've still got some yellow, some signage, and then the people. So it shouldn't take too much longer, I wouldn't think. We're on 28 minutes, maybe another 10 or 15 to go. Oh, I see now. So these two are going to go onto the two of the roof you can see here. And you know how I mentioned that I thought it was a bit wobbly earlier? They sit on top and secure it all in. So it kind of makes sense now. Whew, there we go. That's the roof on. So as I was mentioning, it goes onto these and then onto those. So if you haven't got those ones on the roof lined up, as long as you know you've got these ones done correctly, you can just move them and then they'll sit on top and kind of really suddenly coming to shape now, isn't it? It's looking really good. Okay, I'm on to the last page, which is supposed to be kind of everything, just putting the minifigures on, and I'm just short. I've just missed 2 pieces here. No, I give up. I genuinely can't find where these 2 live. Nothing is jumping out. There's no gaps anywhere. There's just those fuel pumps where the gaps are on each side. Can't see anything else. So what I'll do is I am going to stop the time there. We're at 48:36. I'm going to have a little look over it and familiarise myself with the parts, and then we'll do and then I'll show you everything, and we'll have a bit of a review. Okay, we're back, and I figured it out. So what had happened was there are 5 of those pieces that you need: 2 on the car, 2 under there, and 1 there. And if you remember, when I did the build, there was already actually 2 on the axles that I'd missed. So I took those off as I was kind of working along. So it generated an extra 2 at the end. So we'll move on to this. So 47 minutes. It actually took a little bit longer than I thought it would take to build. It's a little bit tricky with some of the parts of building the roof. To get the studs exactly right. There are some parts like up here where you're putting them in between studs and some counting out. So yeah, a little longer than I thought, but I actually think it looks really good. The scale of everything for the garage is great. So you know, especially when from this view here looking, and you've got all, you know, the tyres here. We've got this little section that opens up. We've got this extra kind of area, you know, vacuum, something like that over here for parking up. We've got this lovely truck, of course, which can park in the garage, so it can go in there. You can take vehicles in. As we come around, we've got this setup of the pumps 1, 2, 3 and 4 with the details that I spoke about in the video. We've got the door that opens, and of course the kind of the posters on the window and the little things like the fire extinguisher. Now on the sides, I'd said I wasn't sure what was going to go on. It's so you can put these on, so just a bit of advertising on there. And the other side where the garage is, you've got these on here as well as the ladder. And then when we come around the back, of course, you've just got access to the inside. We've got the jack for doing maintenance over there. Over here, just some, I'm guessing this would just be for turning the pumps on and off, and you've got the till over there as well. But I think it's actually a really nice build. There's plenty of detail for something this small. The only areas where there isn't, you know, actually anything on is this part of the roof. And at best, they could have maybe, I know, stuck an aerial on there or something like that, but it's certainly not necessary. They've used this base plate really well. So I think it's a really good build. I don't know if any of you had this, let me know, or if you had other classic town builds that you enjoyed that maybe went with this as well. There's lots of retro stuff coming up, lots of retro Lego as well. But in the meantime, you'll probably enjoy the video that pops up there or the playlist over there. But until the next one, all the best, take care and see you.